inevitably somebody had to go and ruin Halloween for everyone else. In Manhasset, New York, a 43-year-old man, Michael Yifan Wen, who allegedly pointed a gun at a 6-year-old child.
Good God.
Over a Halloween goodie bag mix-up.
Okay, so now give me just a second here.
Yeah.
So when you open the door and... Okay, some people actually don't open their doors anymore. Like if somebody rings the doorbell, they're just like, whatever, they can leave it. So this guy decides, I'm going to open the door, but I'm going to do it with a gun and not even take into account that there might be a child standing there.
Apparently so. That seems to be what's going on. I'm trying to understand what the goodie bag mix-up is. We'll get into that here. According to the Nassau County Police Department, on the evening of October 28th, a 42-year-old mother, along with her daughter, 2 sons, and nephew, visited a home on Rockcrest Road, approximately 20 miles east of Manhattan. Their purpose was to drop off a Halloween goodie bag filled with candy for her daughter's friend. The daughter and her 6-year-old brother approached the home, rang the doorbell, left the treats on the front porch. However, they soon realized they might have chosen the wrong address. The mother turned the car around, stopped once again in front of the Rockcrest Road house. As the 6-year-old went back to retrieve the goodie bag, the front door opened, and Michael Yifan Wen stepped out, allegedly pointing a black handgun at the child's head while yelling, "Get the fuck off my property." Because, yes, a 6-year-old is a giant threat to you, Michael Yifan Wen, getting that goodie bag. The terrifying encounter left the child shaken. Residents in the area believe the children were participating in a harmless Halloween tradition called ghosting, where kids ring a friend's doorbell and leave a bag of treats on the porch. The incident, however, took that disturbing turn. Wen's attorney, William Zhu, offered an explanation characterizing the incident as a misunderstanding. He stated, "I think what happened yesterday was totally a misunderstanding and a mistake. He and his family have been terrorized recently by constant banging on the door. He just opened the door and reacted strongly, telling the person to get away from the property. By the time he realized it was a kid, he had started to have regret."
Okay, now wait a second. So let's just say he has had some people who've been banging on the door and he's irritated. It is still not acceptable to open your door and have a freaking handgun in your hand ready to shoot.
Aiming at someone's head. A 6-year-old.
Yeah.
I think
it doesn't, I mean, it makes it worse that it was a 6-year-old in this instance, but even if it were somebody else, I don't understand. Why are you so terrified? What's going on? I mean, okay, so ding dong ditch, maybe that's been going on, or some people are just tormenting him. But I think the gun is a very strong reaction that's not warranted at this point.
I'm going to guess there's some paranoia problems going on here. That one is reacting this way. I would think at this point, you pointed a gun at a kid and it was on your doorstep. This is a see something, say something moment, because in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we're going to hear a story about him shooting somebody. And it's like, we didn't see it coming. What could we have done? I don't know, taken his fucking gun because he aimed it at a child. I don't care if he regrets it. He should have never been in that position to begin with. If you're a responsible firearms owner, that's not part of being a responsible firearms owner.
Thank you. That's exactly it. When I'm sitting here and we're doing our podcasting, I have my front door open because my cats, there's a chipmunk that comes and screws around on the front steps. Mm-hmm. So I let my cats take a look at little Chippy. And that seems like it's an invitation for people to come to the door. If there's somebody out soliciting, the door's open. It's just a screen and glass door there that's locked. So they come up to the door. It is never acceptable for me to go and get my handgun, which I've got plenty of them upstairs locked in a cabinet. It's not okay for me to grab one of those guns and walk to the front door with it. If you open the door because somebody knocked or rang the doorbell, that is not an invitation for you to point a gun at them. If they're in your house and assaulting you, that's a whole different story. But somebody ringing the doorbell or coming onto your front steps is not quite a violation of who you are. And you don't need to defend yourself at that point. Nothing's happened.
No, this is not a misunderstanding. This is someone not playing by the rules of being a responsible firearms owner. And for that, you should have them taken away. If you can't be responsible, then you should have them taken away. Pretty much simple. It doesn't violate anybody else's rights because those who have been responsible, you're welcome to keep them. But why can't we do something like this where once you've demonstrated you are not responsible at handling these things, I don't care what the misunderstanding is, if you ended up pointing a gun at a 6-year-old's head on your porch, you're not a responsible firearm owner, and you are no longer to have them for the rest of your life.
Well, and Tony, he didn't need to open the door. I mean, I've had it happen where like you and I are recording something and somebody is at the door. I just let it go. I don't go, hey, hang on, I got to go get the door. No, let them go. If it's something important, they'll come back or they'll leave information for me, whatever the case may be. He did not have to open that door. The threat that he presumed was there, he didn't have to experience. He didn't have to go to the door. He didn't have to open the door. He didn't have to see the child. He could have just ignored it and they would have gone away. It wouldn't have been a big deal.
No. Wen pled not.
If that person were a threat and they were planning on invading his home, then he has every right once they cross that threshold to defend himself. That's where this whole thing changes. What he did was absolutely, it was horrific. And like you said, it is not good gun ownership. That is not a responsible person with a handgun. No,
he will end up killing someone, I'm sure, very soon with it. And like I said, everyone will be like, whoa, we didn't see that one coming. Wen pled not guilty at his arraignment and his next hearing scheduled for November 13th, in case anyone wants to, bring a sack lunch and go see it. The charges against him include one count of second-degree menacing and one count of endangering the welfare of a child. No mention in there about confiscating the weaponry, though. So,
I hope they do.
Well, I mean, look at not the last one, because God knows there's probably been one since the Maine shooting, where there was FBI warnings out about this guy. Of like,
right?
I mean, it was like you couldn't get it. Like everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, warning people. They didn't even have red flag laws there, and people were like raising their hands, going, "There's something not good about him," and he still was able to do what he was able to do. And
that's really frightening because we hope in our society that we have ways of preventing things like this. We've seen so many mass shootings, and this guy was laying it out for everybody. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm hearing voices. I'm feeling paranoid. I'm feeling threatened. I'm thinking of doing something. He laid it out there almost like a textbook, and they went, he wasn't home when we went to check on him. Yeah, I got something else to do.
He's got his rights. He can have his guns. It's okay. Even though he hears voices and he's been institutionalized and God knows what else. Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
Sick of the ads?
We are too.
Start listening with no commercials now and get access to all of our episodes in advance of everyone else.
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
True Crime Today Premium Plus.
Sign up now.